Hello and welcome back to another OMNIHEROES video. In this one we're just going to challenge Abyss and just see how far we can get. So this is the team setup that was running just to get me through common and also hard difficulty, and now we've jumped into Abyss. So the team setup that I think would probably be best for everybody would be something along these lines. So we go 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, as you can see, I've got 2-star Karnak. I was able to do that through the Oracle summons and also from the ticket selector as well. Karnak is a very, very powerful resource, especially with those crits recovering HP. And there we go. So let's focus on getting as many crits as possible to recover as much health as possible as well. Typically, I think a team like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This team should be absolutely fine in order to get through. Now, artifacts are very important. As you can see, got Mystifiers here. Mystifiers damage. We have the Sinful Band. This applying Taunt is not particularly relevant, and the upon triggering stun is not super relevant either, so we can either go Splash Axe or the Heal Spear as well. I'm going to go with Splash Axe, and we can run the boots as well. Why do I think this team is fantastic? Well, first things first, let's go ahead and check it out. Again, if we run into any difficulty or trouble completing these stages with this team, then we can always revert back to the Atrops, Dahlia, Astrid, Karnak, Elisha, Gaia combo. But again, I don't think we should have too much trouble. The Splash Axe doing a lot of work there, putting in a lot of the damage. Excuse you. Getting in the way of my beautiful face. It's my friends talking about Magic, of course. Magic the Gathering, in case you don't know, is a paper-based card game. Very fun. But it seems as though this team has won absolutely fine, and even if you have units, if you don't have these units here, we should be able to use units exactly like this. So Franz, Emily, Sandra, Gaia and Lancelot. The key really is having Lancelot and Gaia as well. I have prioritized them, and again we can take you out and we can pop in you, and this will help propel us and do as much damage as possible. So, as you can see, it works very well over in round 1. Again, it's not super difficult, this particular stage. If you are having trouble with Abyss, it's probably because your star level is not high enough or you're not using the right units. Again, typically what I would suggest are the units that you focus on, Gaia and Lancelot, of course, on Atrops, on Elisha and Karnak as well, and also picking up at least 1 copy of Dahlia. Now Dahlia is very, very strong. I think we'll leave as is, and I think we should be fine to power through. So what we'll do, there is, I believe, an auto battle function as well. So let's jump into the auto battle function, and let's just see how quickly we can get through these stages. Now, I won't be stopping on stages 5. Can talk about Minotaur, but again, realistically, you just need 30 buffs on your team in order to dispel Minotaur's ability of increasing defense. And if you would like a list, a comprehensive list of what units you can use to beat those types of bosses, so Lachesis, Percival, I think Percival, no, Persephone's one, Solomon, I think Gwyn is one as well, Emily. Those units there, you can jump into your Celestial Trials. Now, jumping into Celestial Trials, you'll see the boss has separate minions available on each of the different Celestial Trials. So Percival, I think, has Talos and Gwyn, something like that. But effectively, you have a look at the little nodes. When you jump into the Celestial Trials, you look at the picture, or you click on the picture of the unit or the sub-unit as part of that event, and you will get a comprehensive list of what units counter that particular synergy. So, or not that synergy, but that that particular boss. effectively. So that's just how I would go about doing it. As well, if you are having trouble beating a particular stage, it may also be your hope tree. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cancel this. As you can see, round 14, absolutely fine. But if we jump into start and then we have a look at clear records here, what we can do, something in case I've known about it for ages, but if you jump in, you can have a look at the clear records hope tree. So as you can see here, in this hope tree, the player has gone for level 4 for energy gain. They've got 2 in Grace of Hunters, they've maxed out Grace of Shadow, and they've gone energy on action and then pumped up a couple more of these as well. So that's the full set of the hope tree. As you can see, this is not my build, but I can go ahead and see the hope tree there. So if I were to replicate that, I could also check out what artifacts they've used and also what relics they've used as well. That's just my 2 cents on it anyway. So I'll jump back into auto battle, and if you don't have some of the relics, if you don't have some of the artifacts, go find out where you can acquire those from. Relics, you should probably primarily be focusing it on your chrono relics first, so your Knight's Edge, your Famine Scales, your Hand of Tyr, the ones like that, very, very strong, especially early game as well. And the reason for that is because you want to trigger as many relics as you possibly can, as quickly as you can. Now, I have also been lucky enough to get to round 2 on the the Fortune's Tower event, and if you get to the end of round 3, you're able to choose 150 relic shards as your prize. That for me is the one that you should be going for. I think it's one of the only options on there, but it is by far the most power increasing, and also will get you the furthest based on my experience anyway, is improving your relic quality and improving the relics that you do have, the legendary relics that you do have. That for me is how you proceed, and specifically getting relics like the Lance, the Doomsdayer's Lance, up to 3 stars. It's very, very strong. Now this one, we don't really need to go through, we just need to dodge as many of these attacks as possible and retaliate with a basic attack. But it looks like we won on round 2 here anyway. So I think what we will do, we will power through all the way through to 100, or watch 100, and just see how quickly we can take it down. But for me, getting through Abyss, it's not super tough. It shouldn't be anyway. When I first played through, on my first run through, I did manage to beat Abyss, and then I got into Nightmare 60, something like that, on the first playthrough, but I didn't have any of this hope tree available. I can't click on it at the moment, but I did have none of this hope tree available, and I had no artifacts to speak of either. Now we're up to 25 artifacts, or at least the 25 cost artifacts, so we should be able to progress a lot further and potentially even go into hell difficulty with the teams that I'm running and with the star levels that I've got at the moment. I have seen hell completed with 1-star Gaia, 1-star Cleo, 1-star Elisha, 1-star Dahlia, etc, etc. I have seen it completed in the clear records already. So again, you don't really need to be super high star level. You just need the certain specific units, and as well you need. I would probably say you need Cleo as well. Now for this account, Cleo has not come back round. She will do. She will be on 1 ticket. So you need to summon 100 times on the very final oath of the season, and you can pick up a single copy of Cleo then and there. So when you get your 100 summons, you can pick up that copy of Cleo, and you will also have probably picked up 2, maybe 3 other DD units as well, depending on what you want to go for, of course. But I would probably suggest picking up a copy of Eudora and getting her to full red runes as quickly as possible. She seems relatively outdated, but I promise she's not. She works so well with Elisha, even with Skim, even without Skim. She works very, very well with Elisha. yeah, just super strong overall unit, for me anyway. So that's what I'll be going for, I think, because I've saved up I think about 20 of the oath. Not the, yeah, it is the oath tickets. So grabbing a copy of Eudora shouldn't be too difficult. Now I don't have 60,000 diamonds in order to do the diamonds portion, but we might be able to find that from somewhere. One of the decrees potentially, the level decrees, or the diamond decree as well. Those offer out around 80,000 diamonds between them. So you can pick up those, I think it's for £20 each. So for me, it's £20 each. And those will propel you forward, absolutely. Or you can go and spend it all on 50 oath summons. It's up to you really, how you want to go ahead and do that. But again, for me, it's not super important. That you do pick up a copy of Eudora. She's not the priority, I would say, but if you can pick up a copy of, or get her up to 8 stars at least, then it probably would be in your best interest to do so if you're running an Ethereal's team, or even if you've got Elisha. Like in this particular build, I would take out Lancelot and I would replace Lancelot with Eudora. And again, it boosts your crit rate up, so you get your stacks faster. And yeah, it's spot on. But for now, this team absolutely fine. Works very well. All around, I would say. Just swapping with Dahlia swapping. Again, Karnak with the healing. You've got Elisha with the attack and HP ups. Lancelot with the corrode application on basic attack, which then in turn pumps up Gaia and just makes sure that your team has enough damage reduction, make sure your team has enough crits, make sure your team has enough HP, and make sure your team has enough attack in order to survive these big hits. Because you don't really need super high defense in order to beat these stages. It's more along the lines of making sure your HP is pumped up as well. Because HP increase, not only does it make you stronger, make your team much more viable, but what it also does is count as, it doesn't technically count as healing, but it is effectively healing. So if I increase my HP by say 20 stacks for Elisha, what will happen is I will gain that health back effectively. I won't lose. The proportion goes up. So say for example, if I have half health and then I get 3 or 4 stacks, I would gain those 3 or 4 stacks onto my half health as is. So it can count as some pseudo healing as well. So just something to keep in mind when you are working with units like Elisha, with units like, well, not Gaia specifically, but Lancelot works very well. Increasing HP with Dahlia also works out very well as well. So we're up to 60 here. We've not had too much trouble, especially going through the auto battler. Now there is a new function as well on the auto battler feature, or within hell difficulty, so it's nightmare and hell. You can now auto battle your way through nightmare and hell. So you just set your team up and you go for gold and just see how far you can push it with that auto battler. Of course, for me, it's a bit different because I've got to record these videos as well. And I've got to talk all the way through the auto battler. But if you want, you just set your phone down and you just go through the auto battle. You could also use the quick battle to get through this. So I could have run through this with quick battle. But again, I just wanted to show this team off and just make sure that people are aware of the power of these units. Again, my Gaia is 1 star, Dahlia is 1 star, and Elisha is 1 star. Karnak is technically 2, but again, I've been able to pick up 2 copies through the Rift Odyssey tickets that you do get at the end of the 100 missions. So for Abyss, I believe, Abyss we will get a DD ticket. And it's going to be great to add that unit to my collection. Not too sure what the units are in there, and I don't want to stop this auto battler just because we're on a roll at the moment and it seems to be working out very well. And again, how far are we in? 14 minutes, not so bad, but we'll see how long this does take. Still got 30 more missions to go. Flipping heck. Again, and I've talked about this team, I think, enough. I don't think there's any other secrets or any other wisdom that I can impart on this team. So yeah, we'll see. What I will do, I'm going to, I feel like pausing, but we're so close. We're so close. We've only got 30 more stages to go. 29, 28 now. So yeah, let's just power through. And you're going to have to listen to me for the next 5 minutes waffle on about this game. All while sipping my coffee. As you can see, black coffee. Delicious. The reason that I started drinking black coffee is because nobody could get the proportions of milk right. People would put coffee in first and they burn the coffee and then they put the milk in. If you do that, please don't. It burns the coffee. It makes it taste horrible for the person drinking it. So the way you make a proper brew, you put your milk in, you heat your milk up in the microwave for 30 seconds, and then you put your coffee beans in or your filter coffee in, and then you pour your hot water in after that. That is how you make a good cup of coffee, just FYI, and then you put your sugar in after. Just how you do it. Don't blame me, that's just how you do it. Makes it taste much better. But I'm going to sit with my black coffee, thank you very much. Just hot water and beans, and that's it. So we're up to 80 now. Well, we will be in just a second. Again, Imp of Hex, he does increase attack, but if you're killing enemies like we are in round 2, shouldn't be too much of an issue. The best way to counter that is Glorians. Glorians will pump up your team and apply those stacks as well. Now, I have previously made a video just on how to beat Solomon. Solomon is coming up. He is 85. And the way to beat Solomon is just have Ozzy on your team, or have Ophelia, or have Victoria, have Lee on your team, or the Panda, or having Hades on the team as well very much helps that out. But again, we'll see whether or not we do. I think we will, because we're only getting to round 2 with these enemies. So we'll see whether or not we can beat them. We have countered with Karnak. I did forget about Karnak. My apologies. Oof. But it seems as though it's worked out. Round 3. So he did bind us in round 2. Karnak would have cleared it, and then we would have finished him off in the round 3 as well. So very, very good. We're able to power through. The only concern that I do have now, realistically, is Talos. Talos is the Holy Shield. Holy Shield unit. He will apply 10 stacks of Holy Shield every 2 rounds, I believe. 2 enemies. But if we're finishing them off quicker than that, we shouldn't have too much of an issue moving forward. So again, that is Abyss 88 cleared. Imp of Hex. Again, we shouldn't have too much trouble there. Yeah, absolutely fine. And then 90, this is the one that I was talking about. This is Talos. He will apply that Holy Shield stack, so potentially we won't be able to do enough damage. But it looks like in round 3, only able to stall us out for 1 round with that Holy Shield as well. The final, or level 95, will be Lachesis. Lachesis applies the revitalization effect, so it might take us a bit longer in order to pass through, but I don't foresee any issues. This one took a bit longer, as you can see, round 3, but it's because of the Phantom synergy on the enemy team. In order to beat that, you just need to take them all out once, and also if you are struggling with that stage, you apply Holy Shield. Or you apply dodge runes. If you have 4 dodge runes equipped to any given unit in their particular typing, so for Gaia, if you have 4 Deviant dodge runes, if you have 4 Empire dodge runes for Lancelot, if you have 4 Deviant runes, 4 Deviant dodge runes for Elisha, they will all start the battle with 1 stack of Holy Shield. That is how you get through the reflect rate on Dooms, just as an FYI. Now we're coming up to the final stage here. This will be the main boss. I don't foresee, again, very many issues with this main boss, just because we have so much power in our units here. Even these units at 6 stars are really strong, and I think that if you've not already, you should prioritize getting yourself at least 1 copy of these units in order to power through. So we're up to 99 here. I'm not going to change anything about it, but we will watch this battle in full and just see how quickly this team can take down this boss. Now, I believe this boss can only be hurt up to 5% of damage in total, which is where I think we might go. That might be the problem. As you can see, we're taking a lot of damage on our back row. The reason that we're able to take a lot of damage, again, is because of this, the Undying Shield. Now that we've had a chance to build up and apply all of these corrode stacks to the enemy, We are going to build up even further. So as you can see, 4 stacks currently of Gaia's Genesis Glow. We want to build that up as much as possible and as quickly as possible. We don't apply stacks of corrode, or we don't get Genesis Glow from the actual cursed vessel itself, so it's just something to keep in mind. But we are taking a lot less damage now, and we have built up our we have built up our damage reduction, our attack, our HP, and we're looking for crits as well. So we did get a couple of crits there, so we heal back up, and we also increase our HP and our attack as well. With Elisha, with Dahlia, with Gaia and Karnak all working together very well. So as you can see, we're not doing a lot of damage to this boss. I think we will start to do a lot of damage when we start to apply these corrode stacks. As you can see, built up quite quickly, up to 24 stacks of attack, HP, and damage reduction as well. As well as the damage increase from Gaia's passive. So as you can see, the more crits we do, the quicker that we'll build up, and that's where we're getting all of these stack increases from. Now, unfortunately, we didn't get a crit on the main boss. It is what it is, and we are only able to apply these corrode stacks every so often. So it is better for us that we dodge attacks, and we're up to 50 stacks now for Gaia's Genesis Glow, and I believe we're up to 50 crit stacks as well. How many times do we crit? No, so we're only up to 14 crits in total. So we're nowhere near peaking out with Elisha's damage or attack and HP increases. I think we will have fully built up Dahlia and Gaia as well. Another unit that you can include, you can take out Lancelot if you do not have a copy of Lancelot. You won't build up corrode anywhere near as quickly, but you will be able to put Atrops in this spot. So you put Atrops in your front spot with Dahlia. She switches when Atrops does her ultimate. Your entire team gets a massive damage boost. Really, really strong. And now Dahlia here showing off her potential and doing the business. So again, Splash Axe, very important for the victory. Undying Shield to keep your team alive. Karnak for healing. You want Elisha for the HP and attack build up. Gaia for the damage and damage reduction build up. Lancelot to apply the corrode stacks and do that additional 200% corrode damage as well. So that's it from me. Just want to say thanks for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and good luck.